Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for checking out my video on my two-player Bartop arcade cabinet. I'm looking to sell it. I don't play it too often, but anyway, here it is. It's a quick overview. It's two-player. It's got a bunch of extra buttons up here for doing different emulation stuff. But it's got 6 buttons, you know, on each joystick. Blah blah blah. So you can play Street Fighter and all that stuff. Here's the side profile. It's not too long. I forget what the measurement was. It's about 22 inches deep, I think. And this is a 22-inch flat screen. It's a VRA. I mean, I think it might be 720, but for emulating and stuff, it's totally adequate. Anyway, I'm gonna turn it on. Let's give it some juice. So as you can see, all the buttons light up. These are Sanwa joysticks. They're Japanese. I don't know. They're really good quality. I got the good joysticks, the good buttons. They're Sanwa buttons. A little clicky, but anyway. It's booting up. There's a boot screen. This arcade cabinet runs on a Raspberry Pi 2 B+ model, running RetroPie. It's got all kinds of different emulators on it. It's a Linux-based computer. I don't know much about Linux, but it was pretty simple. There's a lot of tutorials and stuff to kind of figure out how this stuff works. But now, I mean, I've done all the stuff you need to do to set it up, so it's ready to go. It's plug and play now at this point. But these are all the emulators it contains. Super Nintendo. It's got 800 games. Super Nintendo. You know, 32X. 5 games. Here's the setup menu, RetroPie. It's got PlayStation 1 games, and these actually run pretty well. I was pretty surprised. But you know, here's the games for PS1. It's got some ports, Doom and stuff, but I'm not sure if those work. Never really tried. Nintendo Entertainment System. It's only got 122 games because I was tired of scrolling through 1,000 of them. So I just picked out 120 of my favorite and the most popular, you know. These ones actually have a description, you know, the box art on them, and it's got all kinds. You can scroll through faster if you hit this button here, but it's pretty cool. Anyway, also got Neo Geo, which is like arcade style games. You know, just tons of games. Sega Mega Drive, which is Sega Genesis. I don't know why it says Mega Drive, but it's a Genesis. That's what they called it in Europe. But 168 Genesis games. I could add more if you really wanted them, but again, there's so many bad ones. I just included the good ones on these. But you can see there's a bunch. Master System. It's the 8-bit Sega Master System. Great console. It's like my first. These are arcade games. Now there's 2,000 of them. I had them pared down to a couple hundred of the most popular, but I figured what the hell, you know, if I'm trying to get rid of this, I might as well just throw them all on there and people can play whatever they want and delete what they want. But there's 2,000 of them. There's so many. And you can hit, what is it? Select, and you can jump to a letter, which is nice, so you don't have to scroll through everything. So we can go to like S, and then boom, you're at S. And gosh, I'm looking for Street Fighter 2. It's like one of my favorites. So we'll just load up Championship Edition so you can kind of see what it looks like. Loading. Anyway, what else? It's got speakers in the back, but they're not wired up. I bought an amplifier for them, but it was Chinese and it's kind of a piece of crap, so it didn't really work. But the speakers are there, so if you wanted to, you could add an amp. But I don't know if you can hear that, but this has some speakers in it for the TV. Anyway. So, since this is the arcade game, you have to add coins. So you just press. Oh, Yeah, so right here, here's the coin button. It's been a while since I played this. You add coins, and then this is one player start, I believe. There you go, that one. So here you go. You can see selecting characters, blah blah blah. And then if you wanted to, you can add a second player. Boom, 2-player. It all works. Anyway, I wish I could set this up. I'd show you how the emulation works. But the emulation is spot on. And it looks really good on it on an LCD. Much better than the old tube TVs that they use in the arcade. Anyway, as you can see, you know, the emulation's really good. Anyhow, I'll back out of that. That's the escape button on there. There's also a pause button. You can pause. I should have shown you that, but you can pause the game with the red button. And what else? Let's back out. I mean, I could just go on and on with this. Oh, there is save states. You can do save states like on you know, really difficult games. You can just save it at any point and then reload it at any point. Let's see, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past. It's probably my favorite game. Oh, and it's also got retro achievements programmed into it, so it's able to get online and track achievements like Xbox does with your games. Someone's made a website that is able to like, they added retro achievements into older games like Zelda and Nintendo games and Super Nintendo games and Genesis games, and they're all tracked on a website. And this is this thing is actually online right now, so it's tracking that stuff, and it can every once in a while you're playing games, you'll get achievements pop up on the screen, and then they track them online. But watch a different video if you want to see that. I got other videos in my feed. But anyhow, here's looks like I already had a game on here I've been playing. So if you hit select and then R, which is this button, you'll save it. If you hit select and L, you'll load. Looks like I don't have anything saved. So if I save right now, save state, you can see right there. And then if I play for a little bit, you know, I'm not going to play, but you can go back to L and load it, so it'll load where it was. So now you're back to help me. Anyway, and then if you want to exit the emulator, you just press start select at the same time, which is these two buttons, and it'll kick you back to the main screen. Anyhow, I guess that's the gist of it. I'll show you the back real quick while we're here. Like, the paint job, I'll admit, it's not good. I mean, I just kind of rattle canned it flat black and just got it to, you know, where it was playable. I mean, the thing looks totally great. It's pretty smooth. You can put whatever stickers or paint it or do whatever you want with it. It's ready to go. But here's the back. Here's the wiring for the speakers. It's not wired up. But there's the computer. It is, I mean, it's small. It's small. It runs off a SD card. It's got a 64 gig SD card. It's probably got a ton of space on it. You could add a bunch more PlayStation games if you wanted to. Those are the biggest by far. But, you know, that's pretty much it. It's got extra USB ports. I'll even throw in this sweet USB Super Nintendo controller. You can plug that in if you're not feeling joysticks and you want the old school, you know, Super Nintendo controller. I'll throw that in. I don't care. Anyhow, I guess that's about it. Hit me up with any questions, or let me know what you think, or just say what up, say it's cool. Anyhow, thanks for looking.